Afternoon all. This is my week 5 Mounjaro jab update. For those of you that don't know, started 5 weeks ago, obviously, week 5 update. As the pharmacy online, £130 for 5 weekly doses of the Mounjaro jab. All going well. I have just had a 5-day holiday abroad, which was always going to be a bit of a test. However, it wasn't really a test. It all went really well, actually. For the normal things that I'd have on holiday, I didn't have, so didn't fancy a more full English breakfast. Didn't have any chips with anything. Had 1 or 2 beers, more maybe, a bit of sangria, 1 large glass of wine, 5 days. But I still had a nice time, really enjoyed it. No hangovers as well on holiday. Who would have thought? So that's really positive. So I came back the last week. The total amount lost in the last week is another £3. Would you believe it? That includes a holiday. So that's £16. £16 in total now. So that's, what's that? 2 stone, £2. Sorry, 1 stone, £2 in 5 weeks on the Mounjaro jab. I did see, obviously last week I mentioned that the NHS was rolling out to high risk patients. When this happens, you're going to get a load of bad press and clickbait from other media outlets, so that's exactly what happened. There was some there still is some circulating Mounjaro and other jab articles saying how dangerous it is, and apparently there was 118 people that registered pancreas issues with Mounjaro and 5 fatalities apparently, none of which the fatalities have been formally linked with the jabs, but it's important with this jab is you speak to your doctor. If you're not sure, speak to your doctor. It's not given out willy-nilly unless you find some dodgy online source. They do let your doctors know that you're on it. Recommend probably every 3 months you just go to your doctor for a checkup if you are on it, have your bloods done and everything else. But when you see there's 5 fatalities, which was kind of their headline, then what they didn't tell you is that there's 1.5 million people on these jabs at the moment. That's a minimum that they know of. And these things come with side effects. So does ibuprofen and paracetamol. You've got to take medication carefully. But in the grand scheme of things, for those that are overweight, the risks of other complications through obesity are huge. Strokes, high blood pressure, issues on your joints, kidneys, obviously the diabetes. For some context, 35,000 people a year die from obesity-related illnesses. 35,000. That's 95 a day. So when you see the 5 people, sad as it is, that have registered deaths linked tentatively to weight loss jabs, you have to look at the numbers. They don't give you any sense of scale when you see these clickbaits from Kent Live and all these other online outlets. They're just after your attention. Losing weight is good for your mental health, your physical health. It's important that you follow guidelines with your doctor about keeping muscle mass and everything else. But ultimately, for me and the amount of people I see and I follow online that are on it, it's been a huge success for them. And people say, when you come off it, you'll pull the weight back on. Well, hello, when you stop going to the gym and stop eating healthily, your weight comes back on anyway. But the difference is the speed of weight loss that you can get this with these jabs far outweighs most efforts people will have with their discipline and willpower going to the gym and eating this diet. Remember this diet, having this jab. Remember this diet, this jab doesn't restrict what you eat. It just lessens. It just lessens it. If you want an Indian takeaway, try one, but you just won't be able to eat as much of it. In fact, I've made an Indian last 3 days. So you get even better value out of it. First jab, I have renewed my dose with Asda Pharmacy, so I've got 5 doses out. Remember the golden dose I told you about last time? I've got 5 doses from that. And I've just renewed it, but I haven't gone up a dose. I've lost 16 pounds in 5 weeks on 2.5 milligrams. So I don't feel I need to go up. And in fact, I had some messages from people that are ahead of me on this jab in terms of time, and that was their recommendation. If it's working, you haven't got to increase it. It's just a comfortable dose, and it's even at this rate, 16 pounds in 5 weeks is I don't need to lose any weight quicker than that. So yeah, really pleased with it. Pleased we got over the holiday. I enjoyed myself just as much. I enjoyed a nice cold beer in the sunshine. I just didn't have too many. I think one day I did buy a Sambuca for everyone, which was a mistake. But there you go. Sambuca is always a mistake, isn't it, on a night out? So that's it. So yeah, if you've seen some of the bad press, just that's what it is. It's the press. They're just clickbait. Obviously, there's a multi-million-pound slimming industry out there that's at risk as well from what's going on here. So we don't know how it's being pushed or to what degree by some other dark forces. But as I said, the NHS are rolling it out to high-risk patients. I'm sure that if the NHS had a larger budget, they would be rolling it out to many more people. So there you go, 5-week update, £16. Very pleased with that. It's all going well. The event season is coming up. And a side note, the Kent Tribute Festival is coming up next month, the 24th of August. Doctor and the Medics headlining, a lovely, brilliant day out of the sunshine. And Aswad headlining the One Love Festival at Stroke Park the day before, 23rd of August, with the Marley Experience and Homegrown UB40 tribute. So obviously got Monster Slam as well at Quex Park, so I think I'll be burning a few calories sorting these events out. But if you know anyone that's been, you haven't been before, come along to these events. They're really good fun, especially the Tribute Festival, and the Reggae Festival will be good as well. So do come along. I had to plug that, I hope you don't mind. Yeah, so if you're on it, well done. Let us know how you're getting on. If you're thinking about it, you've got any questions, I'll do my best. But ultimately, speak to your doctor. If you've got any doubts, then just speak to your doctor. It's not, it's not something you do willy-nilly. I had some deep thought before I was going to do this, whether it was right for me. You get conspiracy theorists about any type of jab. So you've got to make sure it's right for you. But so far, it has been. And you've got to weigh up the risks. And the risks of being obese are many, including premature death. So that's a bad side effect you want to avoid. Yeah, that's about it really. And I'll give you an update next week. See you later.